think I've taken fake it till you make it way too hard. And so let me make some fake cakes. Now I'm making my birthday cake, my 30th birthday cake. Yeah, I know, poor me. Me, pull out the violin, right? No. But I want to because I'm a control freak, okay? So I decided I need to do this well in advance because what I'm planning is quite an extravagant little cakey. But I was like, how do I do this? Keep it for this long. And I also don't really want to waste ingredients and I don't want to waste fondant and I want to make a pretty colossal sized cake, right? So you're going to use polyfiller or whatever this shit is called, right? Silicone, whatever, bunning stuff. Now, I'm using tools that I do not use for caking. Don't worry. Everything gets washed like a million times and whatnot. So anyway, these boards and stuff are not used for cakes and whatever. They're going to be chucked out. But I'm using watered down silicone, polyfiller, whatever, and I'm adding acrylic paint to it just so it kind of resembles the same texture as my frosting. This blew my freaking mind because it actually covers it so perfectly. I'm just covering the dummy cakes as you guys saw in my previous one, and it just literally coats it so well. Yes, there's a little bit of texture on the outside, but you know what? It's fine because all I did after was sand it. Of course, you have to let it dry for at least 24 to 48 hours, okay? But to work with dummy cakes, I know it can be really hard because they're super light. So I just use some hot glue and I hot glue that to a little board, and I'm using a scraper that I do not use for cakes. It was just kind of like a test batch for when I did my own little scrapers. Anyway, it is what it is, right? And then you just go around like a normal cake and then you just scrape it back and it ends up like this. Now, a hot tip is always push in the sides. Don't worry if it looks really gnarly and gross on the top and then it doesn't have the sharp edges. Don't worry about it. I'm going to show you at the end exactly how I get the sharp edges, because if you've ever seen my work, you know that I go for sharp edges all the time. We don't do round edges here, okay? No roundies. Sharpies. So I did this with a hexagon shape as well. That one was a bit harder, I'm not gonna lie, but this is how I got the sharp edges. I just use a little sandy thing, and this is exactly what you would do if you were using fondant. And this is pretty much it. Look at how cool and smooth and sharp those edges are. So yeah, stay tuned for me to decorate this cake, because guess what, guys? It's a Bridgerton theme. Stay tuned.